There we go. 3, 2, and 1. Well, Mayor Diny, welcome back to Mayor's Monday here at WSAU, WSAU.com. Your beautiful temporary office. How are the fixes here at City Hall after the flooding incident of last month?
Well, it's a good Monday morning. Thanks for being here. And as I've mentioned, we thought we'd be probably 5 days in drying and another week to 2 in construction. So we are now just awaiting construction. It's been 4 weeks, so more damage than we anticipated. March 23rd, as I'm being told, I'll be able to christen the new office and hang the elk head back up and get going. But it's been great down here. I'm on the far end of the building next to inspections, and it's been quiet, and I'm getting some work done.
Yeah. We've got a great round, the mayor's round table here, as well as you said, you're going to kind of use this to maybe reconfigure the actual office a bit as well. And you are now working remote, actually, from your executive assistant too. Anything you've learned throughout this process?
Well, it's nice to be able to just yell out the door or to the next office. So
yes.
Now I'm picking up the phone to talk to them or running down the hall, putting on a little extra mileage. One of the printers that I like to use is in my office, so I've got to coordinate that.
Yeah.
But no, it's been working out pretty good. We've got a great staff up here picking up duties as needed.
Yep, and I understand you're also filing insurance claims right now for all of your books. Any of your books that you're really gonna miss right now?
Oh boy, I should show you that pile of books. I had a dozen of the Benjamin Franklin books that I like to give out to kids on wealth, and so I lost 12 of those, and a few other. Had the autographed Jocko Willink book, which is the extreme ownership book. So I may not be able to get him to autograph it again, but I like books. They keep making them, so we'll buy some more.
Yeah, exactly. One thing from a couple weeks ago, actually, at City Hall, you had a bunch of kids come in from mock City Council. How was that? Why is that important for the city?
Hey, it gives the kids a taste of local government, and they are all enrolled in this leadership course through WIPs. So they're kids who are already interested in that kind of thing, some student government. So when we got them here, what was interesting is, we role played a few of the city issues, and then we tossed it to them to come up with their own issues, and they picked up the no cell bell to bell issue at all of their schools, because they're coming from Merrill, Mosinee, all around the area, and they all have different forms of cell phone bans for school. So that's when it perked up and it got lively. And interestingly, most of them understood the reason why they wanted to ban cell phones, but then both groups worked out a compromise where they were able to keep them on person but not use them in class, and it was fun. It was 50 kids. Yeah, a lot of bright stars out there.
Yeah. I bring this up just because I know Mayor Wiesa down in Stevens Point has talked about how he likes to get into the schools and kind of talk to those kids about what it's like to be mayor. You're working with maybe a little older demographic, but is there anything from watching those kids that you maybe learn a little bit, or say, hey, they thought of something I didn't. Let's bring this back and maybe workshop this a little bit at the actual city council or city government level?
Well, the one lesson, I guess, even kids who are 16, 17 have the capacity to understand issues and find compromise. And they were able to come up with a compromise, and in both cases, because we ran the scenario twice with 2 different groups, they didn't have the same solution, but they had a similar solution. And it went from a near unanimous, they were all against a outright ban, no on person, and then they came up with with a compromise solution, and it was 11-0. So it was fun to watch that interaction, and I think, we need more of that. But when you talk about, what age level do you want to introduce? John Marshall does a leadership segment, and they invite me to that, and we go around from classroom to classroom. Kids get a chance to get up and speak. Public speaking when you're in second, third, fourth grade is pretty daunting, and I was impressed with the kids that we had at the mock trial or mock council. They all were adept with the microphones. Nobody was talking without putting the microphone on, so they were kind of jumped right in and were able to drive right out of the gate.
So how many of that group, how many future elders do we have?
We asked that question about who would get involved in local government, and there were a couple of hands. It's hard to tell when you're that age. And one of the questions was, well, were you thinking about it when you were in high school? And no, I tell you, I wasn't. I wasn't thinking about it when I was in college. I wasn't thinking about it when I was retired until a few years ago. But I've always been interested in local politics, but I think that's the spark. Let the more kids get exposed to options, the more options they will have and think about.
And speaking of getting involved then in the local government, obviously there's a chance right now at the city of Wausau to get involved, and you've already got people that are interested in applying for the position at the city clerk's office as Caitlin gets ready to move on to her next venture down in Madison.
Yes, so we posted locally, we posted with the clerks associations throughout Wisconsin, the League of Municipalities, various associations, and good early response. So we've posted, we're trying something this time where we don't have an end window, we're posting till filled. So we're going to be taking applicants until we get get the right person. So we have, I could tell you of exactly probably 8 or 9 already in the first week, and it's going to be open until we fill it. So you can see under job postings on the city website and take a look at that. There's also opportunities coming up in April. There's a lot of citizen boards and committees expiring terms in April. So check that out if you're interested. Fill out the citizen participation form. We're looking for people for various, from Bike Ped to Historic Commission to the Business Improvement District. A lot of things out there.
And as far as the clerk's position goes, what really are you looking for in the next clerk? Because obviously you've got to be pretty well organized, you've got to be pretty good with customer service, and pretty good with being able to keep up with local elections and on all the regulations that go into that.
Sure, I would say those are the keys. Ideally, if a person had a clerk certificate, had some experience in another city, because we are the 16th largest city in the state, largest city in what you would call the 7th congressional district. So it is important that the person has the capacity to do elections and be very organized, some experience within the city or a city, and be able to lead a group. So, the team we have down there is pretty, we don't have a lot of turnover, and Caitlin runs a pretty good ship down there. So we need somebody who can jump in, pick up the ball, and keep rolling.
Yes, and then as far as the committees and commissions go, what are the prerequisites for that besides, I guess, just filling out the application?
Yeah, that's about it. Generally speaking, you should be a citizen of the city. There's a few exceptions to that on certain boards, like the bid board, but for the most part, if you live in the city, you're eligible. Obviously, it would be nice if you had an interest in it, if you want to be on Bike Ped or Historic. We have the capital improvements, we have an ethics board, we have police and fire potential coming up. So those are regularly replenished as a plan commission. So just to name a few, there are a few out there. The list is long. Take a look at it.
Do you have, you mentioned a long list, do you actually have like the number of how many spots you've got to fill right now off the top of your head?
That is a good question. A couple of staff members do track that between the clerk and my assistant. We have a master list, and I would say there's at least 15 that are coming up.
All right, so yeah, if you've got an interest, fill out that form then, and that's available at the city website, right?
Under the boards, commissions, and committees section on the website.
Absolutely. A couple more things then before we let you go. I know you're a wrestling fan. State wrestling tournament selling out last week down in Madison. Great to see, right?
Oh, it's awesome. I probably went 10 years in a row. My kids were in wrestling. It was good to see. We had a couple of kids made it close here from east and west, but most of them do travel and go attend it. Yeah, it's great to see the sport coming back. And you also now have girls wrestling, and they're filling up the ranks. So I'll toot my horn for wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. Again, I've got a little bit of a background in it as well. Covered some of it in college. Always interested to kind of see who's making it at the NCAA championships
in Iowa?
every year. In South Dakota, actually. South Dakota State's got a pretty good program. But to see the way it's grown on the girls' side as well, and giving any kid an opportunity like that to learn something that's very technical, very disciplined, and of course ultimately a win-loss competitive environment is always good.
It teaches a lot of skills about life, and one thing about wrestling, it's a one-on-one. You once you get there, you're gonna win or you're gonna lose. There's no draws in wrestling, so
Yeah. As
own it either way.
The former college coach at Southwest Minnesota State said, do your 10%, because of course there's 10 weight classes at the NCAA level, so do your 10% for the team. That's what he would always tell the guys. And then a couple weeks ago we did have a curling championship here in Wausau. How was that to take in?
National Senior Men's Curling Championship. We had over 70 teams, 300 individuals curling. It was great. It was great. It's great to see them all come into Wausau and spend 3-4 days here. They had one team, speaking of seniors, from Medford, averaged 84.8 years old. So 4 guys pushing 85, still pushing the rock out on the curling. So just a great center to have here, and just it's a real gem for the city.
Yeah, and to have a facility like Wausau has, not a lot of places can say that.
So I went for the opening. I was there for breakfast and had breakfast with a group from Colorado and a group from Columbus, Ohio, and they all agreed this is the best facility for curling that they ever attend and have ever been in the whole country. So that's just awesome to hear, and that allows us then to continue to attract more of these kind of tournaments.
Yeah, and when you're talking to groups from Ohio and Colorado, it just goes to show you people will travel. They will spend the hundreds of dollars to travel somewhere if the facility is there, and we've got that.
Good point. It's an awesome facility. It's an awesome city, because obviously they have to come stay somewhere, and they sleep in a hotel somewhere. And the organizers of these events. So if you can put all three of those together, you can get people here, and we can have a vibrant community, grow the community, and it's fun for the visitors, but it's also for us residents.
Absolutely. Well, Mayor, we always appreciate the time, and we'll look forward to chatting again next month.
All right. Thank you, Michael.